Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about quickscoping, or my lack thereof. Believe it or not, I have not quickscoped ever in any Call of Duty game. I've played Call of Duty ever since COD 2, COD 4, MW2, MW3, Black Ops 1, near toward the end of Black Ops 2 and Ready for Ghost, and I never ever bothered to learn how to quickscope. So today is going to be part one of a several part series that I do on learning to quickscope, and this is kind of my control or my baseline sample. I put on a Ballista and a B-23R, just kind of copying classes that I saw from Phase Cross, and I am going to try to quickscope and try to snipe as good as I can playing on, it's not Summit, it's Uplink now. I do pretty good in the beginning, get a little bit cocky in the middle and die a lot. Did overall pretty good. I think it's more like stored talent. You're going to see me hard scope a lot. I'm doing more like regular sniping, but I do make it a point to quickscope when I can, and as of late I've traded off the B-23R for the TAC-45, so I still like it better. But the point of this video is not necessarily that I'm showing off this gameplay as being that good or that MLG. It's quite the opposite, really. What I want to show off is that I can't quickscope very well, despite the fact that I know how the game mechanics work and that I know how the auto aim works and I know the best guns and the best methods for quickscoping. It's something that I am not actually able to do, so this is my baseline, and hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll show you a new video after I've practiced some where I have majorly improved my quickscoping. But normally on this channel I'm doing in-depth sort of stuff. I'm showing you some simple mental tricks like the TAC-45 trick. You play 7 games with the TAC-45, which is a little hard to aim with, and you go back to a regular gun, you're doing better. Or things like that, how to flank, how to sort of handicap yourself, how to relearn how to play the game. Unfortunately, quickscoping is a sort of multi-part mechanic. You have to run, plant your feet, stop, aim down sights, and you have to shoot during the transition between your scope and the actual, let's say, crosshairs. So you want to shoot more or less when it's black screen, and when you do that, you get the maximum benefit of the auto aim and your manual aiming, and that's not something that there's a mental trick for. That's not something that there's an easy way around. It's something you have to do the old-fashioned way, the hard way. You have to manually practice every single thing, and there are some things that you can only do the hard way in life. Something like quitting smoking. The most effective method for quitting smoking, I wouldn't say it's the most effective, it's actually equally effective as other methods, is going cold turkey. People that go cold turkey actually do just as good in the long run as those of us that use patches or something like that. I'm not a smoker, but I know some people smoke. So if you're going to smoke, going cold turkey is actually a good way to go. It won't, you know, your odds of success are the same as the patches. Something like exercise or bodybuilding, which I've been doing a bit here on this channel, lifting weights, there's no easy way to do that. If it were easy, you wouldn't get any benefit. It has to be hard, it has to be dirty, difficult, frustrating, or practicing any sort of sport. I don't know how many of you are athletes, were athletes, how many of you have played a sport, or maybe even mastered a skill or a trade in a job. You can learn and you can read and you can study, but unfortunately if you can't do it, then you just can't do it. You have to practice until you get it right. That's something I would say would be more like, you see this a lot sometimes in football and with, I would say, the military. I knew some people, I knew a person who was a big football fan, loved football, knew everything about football, knew the plays, knew how to build his team, on Madden, mind you, or in real life, how to do these sort of things, how to hold the ball, how to do this, but he had absolutely no skill, not an ounce of God-given talent, and he wasn't particularly fond of practicing. So while he knew everything and he could give us tips on how to get better and how to do this and how to do that, he could never do it himself because he never practiced. Same kind of thing, you see people that know a lot about military. They know what gun is good, they know what caliber it uses, how to strip the rifle, how to clean it. They read these little military engagement books, but when it actually comes to shooting a gun or engaging in a gunfight or these sort of maneuvers, they're terrible. And they're bad because it's not because they're dumb people, sometimes it's because some people do have natural talent more than others, but usually it's because they haven't practiced at all, and that's what this video is about. This video is the very beginning of me practicing quickscoping, and it's kind of a warning for those of you that see me online, because I almost never snipe on this channel. You look back at my gameplays, you see pretty much no sniper gameplay. When you see me online now, if I'm not streaming or not trying to do something particular, I'm probably going to be quickscoping, because the only way that I'm ever going to get better at quickscoping is to actually just man up, admit that I can't do it, and then start practicing and getting better and getting better. And I've already gotten considerably better than this particular gameplay. I'm actually able to quickscope more than 1 out of 10 people. I've still got a long, long way to go before I can get in phase or envy sniping or anything like that. And practice doesn't necessarily have to be limited to a sort of physical thing, even though Call of Duty is somewhere in between physical and mental, like e-sport, whatever you want to call it. But the same thing can be done for math. A lot of you, I get messages, are bad at math, you're bad at biology, you're bad at some sort of schoolwork, or even reading for that matter. It's all about practice, or even problem solving. Critical thinking is something that you have to practice. Being good at solving problems is something you have to practice. Being good at calculus is something you have to practice. If you open up a calculus book, what it's going to show you, it's going to show you the theorem, like this is how the math works, this is how the numbers do the things, this is the infinite series and limits and whatever, and it'll give you an example, and after that, you don't instantly know calculus, you don't understand it. If you flip the page, there's 40 problems, and you have to work all the way through these problems and get used to doing it, get a feel for it, get a flow for it, know what they're going to be doing. That's how you learn calculus, that's how you learn math, that's how you learn a lot of things, and that's what quickscoping is in this game. Apparently, it's all about practice, something that I've never really bothered to do, so I have to man up and bother to do it. That's where I'm showing you this. Zero practice, zero skills. My results are a little bit shaky this round. I did the previous round was better. This round I'm going to do particularly bad. But what I hope happens, and what is happening slowly, my moving has inhibited it in my new internet, is that I want to be able to show you to get better. I want to be able to show you a video on a week where I'm, going like 20 and 10 maybe instead of, I think I go like 15 and 10 in this game. And then maybe I can go 30 and 10, 30 and 5. Maybe I can get a nuclear with quickscoping to show you that what one man can do, what one man can learn, another man can learn. I should have said it gender neutral like what humans, but as humans, that's what we do. We learn, we adapt. And see, I'm already getting a little bit better at quickscoping in this game because I'm doing constantly. And we get used to doing these sort of things. And we will get better, and I will get better, and I will show you eventually a really good quickscoping gameplay. It probably won't be something that's going to get me in phase or optic, but it'll be something such that when I'm playing this game and I pick up a sniper rifle, I'm not entirely dependent on my secondary weapon. If somebody's rushing at me and I feel the need to, I actually can go in for a quickscope. See, I want to do a falling one there, but that's how it goes. And I hope it's really big. It might not be so big, but that's about it. And I wanted to tell you that you can do this with anything. I use math as an example. If you want to learn how to quickscope, fine. If you want to learn how to run SMGs, fine. If you want to learn how to, I don't know, train your dog to talk, you can do that. It's all about putting in the time, putting in the effort, and putting in the practice. And that's something that a lot of people don't want to do. That's something that I don't want to do because it's hard. It's not easy. Do you think I like playing games with sniper rifles when I'm used to doing akimbos and SMGs? Do you think I like losing and getting ground in the dirt? Or people tell me I'm a wannabe, blah, 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 that the real drifter doesn't snipe and that I should feel bad? Or when I quickscope somebody, they pull out their sniper rifle and just quickscope me into the dirt to show me how much better they are? That's not something that's easy to just suck up and deal with, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to push all the way through, and I would kind of encourage you to do the same thing. Not necessarily on sniping. If you're terrible at sniping, if you're terrible at quickscoping, that's fine. But you should pick any one particular thing in your life that you wish that you could do, that you wish that you could be better at, and legitimately sit down and put in the time and practice and go for it. You'll probably get better. There's almost nobody or nothing that practice doesn't make better at. I mean, gambling is some people would argue that poker is a sport, but if you're doing something like roulette, there's not really a way to practice roulette. Anything that requires any sort of mental or physical effort can be made better through practice, and hopefully in my second commentary I can show that. I can tell you that I've got some secrets, I've got some tips. The only secret or tip that I've found so far in my week or so of doing this is that the less I think about quickscoping, the better it happens. Also, I have to stand still. My biggest problem is actually stopping. I want to keep sidestepping like I've got an SMG, but I need to just come to a full stop and do it. But the more I sit there and think about it, like, okay, stop, aim, time, do this, do that, the more likely I am to miss. And you can see this usually when people are sitting still or when I'm set up well. But when I'm in the heat of the moment and I have no choice but to do or die, and my brain just goes without me and does, that's when it works. That's when the magic happens. That's when it happens instinctively. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I hope that you learned something useful, and I hope to see some of you practicing quickscoping out there. I want to see you guys get better. I want to see you get better at something, maybe not that, but if you do practice something and you do get better at it, let me know what it is. Well, that's all. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.